Hey y'all, I'm sitting here with a legendary Mississippian, Mr. Terry Powell. I was so excited that he agreed to do this chat conversation with me as my first vlog out as around the town. And as promised, we're a little bit late as usual. We're setting up, needless to say, we're learning the lighting and all of that. But when his video went viral, my brother was at my house. He said, y'all have got to see this video. First off, he's a Mississippi State graduate. He graduated in 1995. He's been married for 22 years. He's lived in Madison for years and years. He's an architect by trade. He also owns a restaurant in Starkville, and he has an 18-year-old daughter, and she will be going to Mississippi State needless to say. Now look, y'all know I'm SEC football, but y'all know my love is Mississippi State, Auburn, and then the rest of SEC. I pull for everyone. You know this. We were doing segments all over Mississippi and Alabama on SEC football, and needless to say, I'll be at some tailgates. Thank you, Jane Foster. I can't wait to come to Ole Miss and tailgate with you in your zebra tent. So when my brother told me this, I watched the video, and I honestly, it was very intriguing to me. But then at the end of it, he said something that caught my attention. He said, I want to use this as a platform to promote Alzheimer's. My mother had Alzheimer's, and it just struck a chord with me because y'all know I raise money. I'm into fundraising for Mississippi, and it just made everything come together. So in saying that, when I started thinking about around the town, Terry was one of my very first thoughts to have as an interview because he is the epitome of Mississippi. He has put us on the map. I think there's 3.5 million views on this video, and if you haven't watched it, he's going to tell the name of the video at the end of this segment. So Terry Powell, welcome to Around the Town. I'm so excited. Thank you so much.
Thanks for having me, Sandy. It's good to see you. Absolutely.
Give us the story, exactly how the story came about and how your wife sold the boyfriend's prosthetic leg so that you could afford to go.
Yeah, well, that's kind of the story that I gave to Megan Stewart at KMTV in Omaha during our Mississippi State game against North Carolina. It was right before the semifinals, and we were up 4-1, and I think I gave that interview in the second inning, and my anxiety level had just dropped, so I went to the concourse to get some refreshments, and I saw a TV crew there in Omaha wanting to give an interview to a Mississippi State fan, and somebody wanted to represent their team. So I walked up and I just let her have some of our good Mississippi spur-of-the-moment humor, and it all came from, I had two things in my mind, not only just to make them laugh, that was kind of the secondary thing, but I really wanted to get back. I had a little revenge factor because of what Mike Patrick had said about Mississippians as a whole. In 2013, we traveled with over 23,000 fans to Omaha for our national championship game out there against UCLA. And the statement was made during the first game of that championship series. They said, how could this many Mississippians afford to travel to Omaha and follow their team? And I took exception to that, and I told myself at that point, if I ever get a chance to defend this state and to defend the people I love and to show them the resiliency of Mississippians, I'm going to take that opportunity. And while we're in that moment of being able to have that interview, the thought crossed my mind. After this went viral, and as we're on our way back home, I'm watching this go from 1,000 views, 5,000 views to 3 million views. I said, you know, I've got a short window of opportunity here because I'm not going to be famous. I'm not going to be in the spotlight for long. But while I'm in the spotlight, I wanted to do some good, and I wanted to raise awareness and money for Alzheimer's, which is a subject that's very dear to my heart. I lost my mom in 2013, immediately after we went to the College World Series, and that was the last moment that I remember having a great time before my mom passed away. So Alzheimer's research means a lot to me because if you look at the other parts of medicine that we've devoted money to, we have solved a lot of problems, and I think that if we dedicate the resources to Alzheimer's research now, then there'll be that fewer people that have to suffer from this terrible disease. And I think Alzheimer's, unfortunately, has touched a lot of people's lives, and my memory of this entire experience is not going to be the humor that we had in Omaha and all of the millions and millions of views. It's going to be the stories that I've heard from people sharing their personal story of Alzheimer's and how they are battling it with loved ones. And I'm proud to say, as of today, we've raised over $4,000 through the Alzheimer's Foundation of America for research, and it's all going to research. None of it's going to administrative allocations. So I'm excited about the future and what we're able to do, and I would like to continue to raise money for Alzheimer's awareness, and there's links on my Facebook page that do that. And also we're selling shirts. We've got a shirt campaign too that we are going to start back up. We've done the first shipment and we're going to start another shipment of shirts, and we want to see this thing really spread, not just regionally but nationally, and we've done a good job, but we're going to continue to do jobs. So I'm going to continue to do interviews about and spread more Mississippi humor. Because I think storytelling in Mississippi, especially, we are the best storytellers around. And in a day of social media where everything has to be so visual and so in your face real fast, Mississippians are perfect to give the story and to spread the humor. But in that, we can share our messages and to spread awareness within our humor. And I think that's where we're very effective, and I was very glad and appreciative to KMTV for taking a chance of running that, because they could have easily edited that out, but they didn't, and they wanted to jazz up their interview, and it gave them a lot of notoriety and a lot of advertisement opportunity. And if we're able to raise money for Alzheimer's in the process and get back at ESPN for what they said in 2013, it's all great, because it makes Mississippi look excellent in the long run.
And promote Mississippi, of course, because that's what this whole segment is about, around the town, Mississippi and Alabama. So as I'm sitting here listening to him, I mean, and by the way, TJ Harvey, thank you so much for what you do for the state of Mississippi with the Alzheimer's Association.
We love TJ.
Love
you,
some
buddy.
TJ, he is Mississippi. He has raised money for more organizations than anybody that I know. But right now his heart is with Alzheimer's, and there's reasons. So thank you, TJ, for watching and checking in with us. We have a few minutes left. I want Terry to tell the story of exactly what happened that day and how they came up to him and what he said. Because, you know, a lot of people haven't seen it. I loved every minute of it, especially then, like I said. So, Terry, give us a rundown of exactly what you said, so that around the town, followers and people who love us and who want to promote Mississippi in a positive light, they want to know through this this platform what exactly you said that day.
Well, I first started the interview by telling the reporter, Megan Stewart, KMTV, Omaha. I said, do you want to do an interview? She said yes. I said, well, I'll do it under one condition, that you don't kiss me on air. And she said that she wouldn't, because I'm devoted to my wife, and I didn't want to do the reverse Joe Namath, her trying to kiss me. It'd be real awkward, me trying to go home and explain all that. So she said she wouldn't kiss me, and I said, okay, well, good. Well, I'll put this microphone on, and I get to keep the microphone, right? She said, no, you got to give that back. So I was a little upset that I had to give that back. But anyway, I was just messing with them, and I got no reaction from them. That was the best part. They were so stoic the whole time, just staring at me like, I can't believe this guy is not cracking a smile. So I couldn't believe they weren't cracking a smile. So I guess you got two poker players here, me and Megan Stewart, just battling wits. And so that's how I started it. And I first started by saying how many people we traveled with, over 23,000 in 2013, and how we fully expect to be back in the championship again this year, meaning 2018, which Oregon State kind of got in our way this year, but we're going to get you. And then, so anyway, I rolled into the next segment. So I'm just saying how loose our team's playing focus on the field, but loose in the dugout, and how they're playing like family, and how that makes our team very unique, and the dynamic of this team is great. And then I just start dropping in my Mississippi humor, which is something I've been doing pretty much for 47 years, and finally somebody listened. But I told them how we made incredible personal sacrifices to attend this year's World Series in Omaha by my wife's boyfriend selling his prosthetic leg on Craigslist. But the good news is they get alone time, and I got to be in Omaha. So it's a win-win situation, and it's a gesture of love. And my double-wide trailer would be a single-wide when I get home, but hey, it's all good because I'm in Omaha. And I taught, then they adjusted my microphone, because evidently all my moving or whatever kind of started coming off these muscles that you can kind of see. Can you see that?
I see them.
Pretty big. I
Yeah,
think.
they're
I'm
awesome.
not sure that live kind of gives it. You need
Lee
to-
Soller's watching. He'd
Anyway,
love that. He owns
Lee,
a gym here.
right. Start Fitness, by the way. But so we are. So they adjust the microphone and then they say, well, tell us about your day today. Was it hard to get up for this game? I said, no, man, I don't know when this game began. Partly because of the excitement of the game that we're playing now against North Carolina, but also my roommate snores so bad I didn't get a chance to sleep last night. So, and then, so if you ever go on a trip with Kerry Pennebaker, don't believe him. He's going to tell you he doesn't snore. I've got video proof he snores. And so at 3 in the morning when I couldn't sleep, all I did was video him snoring to send to his wife. And Jill, love her to death. Love both of them. Kerry's got, I've been all over the country with him. He just snores. I love him, but I like to say I don't. But he, so I send Jill this video of Kerry snoring throughout the night. And I said, how do you live with this? And she said, you just snuggle him. I said, well, I'm not snuggling him. That's not going to work. So anyway, so the kind of reporter, we're live, folks.
We're live. Sorry
We're
about
live.
that. Hey, that was a phone call. We're getting lots of them. We're sitting at Pelican. You're going to hear some background noises
Yeah.
too. But we're going to continue on. Sorry about that.
Hey,
Tell us
no,
about what
man,
Jill
that's great.
said.
So
we just love live.
yeah, we love live, man. Love that y'all are joining us. We love being with y'all. So Jill just said, man, just snuggle him. I said, I'm not snuggling him. Don't worry about it. So I'm telling them all these other side stories, and there's a lot more to the interview that never went. I think I talked for 20 minutes straight into that character, and I never really let on that I was, none of it was a joke, and they couldn't believe that I could keep a straight face. But, you know, I guess just because I've been saying similar jokes or been pulling pranks on people for a long time, and I'm just one of these hyper observant people that just like to tell jokes or crack jokes that are live and in the moment jokes that are just, some people will get them, some people won't, but it's just part of what makes a moment funnier. You know, like we've been making fun of people all day today, just me and Cindy here, you know, just hanging out. Not necessarily people, but the situation, you know, the phone ringing, you know, we got a phone out here ringing, we got noises around us, but it's a way of entertaining and making a moment more fun and more enjoyable, and that's kind of what the way I've lived my life, and I enjoy it. I take what I do very seriously and my work very seriously, but I never miss an opportunity to laugh along the way. There's guidelines that I live by. I take care of my neighbors. I love my neighbors as myself. Love God and laugh along the way. And man, that has served me very well. And I think wherever we go throughout the world, we travel everywhere, from the Caribbean to Europe to Hawaii. People can't wait to have us back as Mississippians. So I don't buy into the narrative that we are in some way not as good as anywhere else. Look, you are who you say you are, and it's not where you're from, it's who you are. And so that's what I adopt as a Mississippian. You are the content of your character, and do right by your neighbor, do right by God, and laugh along the way, and it's done wonders for me, and I think that's kind of the motto I live by.
Well, thank you for sharing that with us. This excites me because I know that the video segment that he did went viral, and it put us in a great light. People have loved watching it. He has gotten hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of comments on that. So I want to thank Terry for being our very first vlog for Around the Town. I want to thank Pelican Co. for letting us sit in, and I know we're going to get on their nerves because they're trying to work around us, but you know, I have loved this Pelican Co. for 9 years since I've been home. The food is excellent, the ambience is excellent, the service is excellent, and they give back to the community. So thank you so much, Don and Terry and the crew here at Pelican, for letting us do this live vlog. Thank you for Junica Jewelers. They're one of our sponsors. You'll be seeing more of that in the next 2 or 3 days. That we love some John. He's a Mississippian. He's got Mississippi stories. I cannot wait to put them out there. Thank you for Sean Summers, who owns Calistoga Wines and Spirits. He's also a partner and a sponsor of this vlog that we're doing right now. If you don't know Sean Summers, he's a lot like Terry. He has lots of stories. He's funny. People love him. I was in his shop the other day, and the camaraderie between he and his friends, they're friends, they're not clients, they're friends, was unbelievable. They asked how he's doing, and I mean, he's just like Terry. He pulls the socks and shoes off and takes some stuff to the car. So look, thank you so much for those who are sponsoring us and partnering with us. Stay tuned. We got more coming in the next couple of days, and this is a wrap.